really enjoying you guys dancing.
It's funny. I heard the music and I was like, what kind of podcast is this?
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
He started taking his shirt off, and I was like, no.
Not this
Not
kind
pleasant.
of podcast.
We'll have to turn the lights down if that happens.
Yeah, it'd be blinding.
Well, welcome to Sandy Talk Sheet, guys. How are you guys tonight?
Doing great.
Well,
I'm
awesome.
so glad that we have finally gotten here.
Yeah.
Yes. Technical difficulties always suck, and it always makes everything just kind of nerve-wracking. Makes it work.
It's an everyday occurrence for us.
Yeah. Well, it's like usually setting up live stream stuff. We're like, oh, it's fine. And then like I just forgot everything that I needed. Also, we're not doing this in our office. And I think that's probably was 90% of my problem.
Okay, so where are you guys at? Because I love your background.
So we are in the Labor XII jam hole, is what we call it.
Jam hole.
The practice room.
Yeah, or the practice room.
Yeah. there are certain connotations.
What does Randy's kids call it? They call it something. It's really cute. I don't remember.
It's probably not as cute when you say
No, definitely. Yeah.
Right. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. Anyways, so yes, we are in our practice room. It's actually kind of pulled apart right now. Oh, hey, there's Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Carrie coming in hot with the comments. Hey,
I always love
thanks
Carrie.
for joining us. Isn't she the best? Everybody needs a Carrie in their life.
It's weird. I've known her sister.
You know
Jennifer Swain. Jennifer Swain's her sister. And I didn't know. I've known Swain for years.
Yeah.
And then I think it was one of our first T-Suds. I don't remember which one of the two. Carrie was like, "Oh, you need to get my niece on a shoot." And then Swain starts texting me. He's like, "I heard my daughter's supposed to be on a shoot with you." And I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Well, my sister." And I was like, "Who's your sister?" Carrie Patton Jackson. I was like, oh, wow. So
right.
Yeah.
Aww.
So that whole rabbit trail is like, hey, Carrie.
Well, awesome. I love it. Well, thank you guys for being on here tonight. So we're going to be just kind of randomly just sheet talking today. We're just going to do whatever we want.
We're good
because
at that.
that's what I do. I do whatever I want.
Right.
So I know Halloween was like a few days ago, but does that mean we're going to be talking some boo sheet tonight?
Yes, because Jacob said that you had some good boo sheet.
I do.
Yeah, he does.
Actually. Yeah.
But let's get to know you first. Who are you? Who are you people?
That's an existential question.
It's also an existential crisis.
Yeah. who are any of us?
I'm having identity crisis right now.
So I'm Ross.
I'm Jacob.
And that's who we are.
Jacob.
Yeah. And we are in the band Labor XII. Labor XIA, right behind.
Oh, that's a fancy shirt.
Snazzy.
It's awesome. So we do a lot of things. We're like two very creative brothers, but one of the things that we do and that we're kind of here to talk about is that we started a hard rock band in 2019.
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah, the idea formed in March of 2019.
Yeah, so we started a hard rock band, and it's kind of one of those things we've grown up loving hard rock. Like you talk about like early 2000s, Collective Soul, Matchbox 20, Shinedown, Seether, Aerosmith.
At that point, it was actually called nu metal.
Is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It was spelled N-U.
Nu metal, huh?
New.
Yeah.
N-U.
Yeah.
And
Seven Dust was also in there.
Yeah.
So some like I would call them now like I don't know if I call them mainstream rock because mainstream rock isn't even rock anymore.
Classic rock?
It's not even no, I wouldn't call it classic. To me is like the Aerosmith, Zeppelin era.
Depends on what radio stations you listen to.
Yeah, right. AC/DC, whatever. Well, but now Metallica is classic rock. So yeah, I don't really, but anyways, so those were our influences for a long time. And in 2019, we decided to form a band because we both have loved performing forever. We are entertainers at heart. And one day we went to a concert in San Antonio. It was Tremonti. It was Seven Dust and Tremonti.
Okay.
And I don't even remember who else because we didn't care. But
Was it Wilson or Cane Hill?
Cane Hill. It was Cane Hill because Cane Hill was the one band that I will never like ever again because the lead singer came out and he's like, "Aren't we so awesome?" And everybody's like, "If you have to ask, are you?" Really? So it was awkward, but we weren't there to see them anyways. We made it through them to see the other bands, and Ross is very, very
persuasive.
well. I was gonna say not meticulous. I'm trying to think of the right word. Very cerebral. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Ross is very cerebral. So
is that thing that I sit in my wheelchair
to find out they're X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay. It is. That's more a Jamie P.
That's X-Men. That's
yeah,
X-Men.
there you go. Yeah, there you go. I knew that if Jamie was watching, he would be like, I know that. So we went to that show, and Ross was like totally planning this. I found out later.
No, I wasn't planning.
It just happened.
The timing was right, and I struck while the iron was hot.
That's fair. That's fair. So we're driving back home from San Antonio, riding the concert high. It was so awesome because it was like a lot of things. It was the last night of their tour. So we got to meet the guys in Tremonti because they came out to the merch table, which they usually don't do because you buy a meet and greet. And they're like, "Oh, it's the last night of the tour. Come out to the table. If you buy any merch, we'll sign it. We'd love to meet you." And we're like, okay, so we did, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. We had a blast, and on the way home, Ross is like, "Hey, we should start a band," and I was like,
"Really?"
Okay. So leading up to that, like that's something I'd been wanting to do for a while. I've been in a couple of other bands before that had, I'd say, pretty good success here in the Lubbock area. And I got tired of the last band I was in. It was a pretty nasty breakup, and I was burned out. Just like all the wrong things in life were happening at the same time. So I was tired of playing, and then I just got sick of being on the sidelines and watching other bands play.
Yeah,
and so I tried to convince him to do it, and he was like,
and I was very, very hesitant.
Yeah.
He was
very opposed.
I was opposed because my criteria for a band, because I had tried it a little bit in high school. I had a friend who actually has now become an incredibly successful metal guitar player in Austin.
Okay.
But he was in my first band, and I had to beg him to play and beg him to practice and stuff. And actually, this is one of my lame claims to fame. He attributes me to a lot of the reason that he still plays, because like I had the passion and I was like, dude, you need to do this. You're good. You just need to work on some things. And now he blows me totally out of the water. I mean, the guy is so skilled. He's a signed artist for Ibanez, Seymour Duncan.
Oh, wow.
He's just like, very, very talented. And one of my best friends still. I mean, I talk to him. I send him memes every day. But
I love memes, by the way.
Thank you. So, my criteria for the band, I told Ross, we're driving home, and I'm like, I'm excited about this, but these are my things. Yeah, basically in boundaries. Like,
yes,
I don't want us to do. We will probably pull more weight than other people because we know we have skill sets that the other guys just don't have.
Very particular set of skills.
Yeah,
I was going to say we have a particular set of skills.
Yes.
Yeah, you were on fire with the movie quotes. This is going to be a good night. So I told Ross, I said, listen, I would love to do this, but here are my things. I'm not going to beg anybody to show up to rehearsal.
Yeah.
I want everybody to pull the weight that they can pull and are willing to pull. And I don't want to beg them to do that. And I just don't want drama. I mean, when you put 4 humans in close proximity, there will be issues and humanity gets in the way and you have drama, but like, we're not going to fight about menial things. And also this band is not my livelihood. I want to do it for fun. We're about having fun. That's what I want to do. I love writing music, but as soon as it's not fun, I am done.
Well, because when it's not fun, it becomes a chore. And then it becomes a chore and you become resentful. And then you just hate everybody.
And then you become a serial killer that winds up on Sandy's talk show some years later. So
that's where I was going with that.
Right.
Yeah, so,
it would be a true crime.
We've kind of had to redefine, what what it means to not have fun.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
it's hard work. A lot of there are bands that are just garage bands, and that's all they are. That's all they're ever gonna be, because
that's all they're interested.
That's all they're interested in doing. But we don't. So Bob Knight put it the best way. We met him in January of 2016. And he said, "I've heard about you guys. I heard that you don't half-ass anything. So I guess that makes you a couple of whole asses." And that he didn't know how right he was.
Yeah.
And then he threw Jacob across a basketball court.
Yeah.
Threw Jacob or threw a chair?
No, he threw me.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were no chairs close enough.
I was like, Bob Knight, will you throw me?
Yeah.
So,
I'll be a chair.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of redefine what fun was, and there's been a lot of like not fun experiences with it. I mean, we've had like technical difficulties. That's not fun. But that's not the kind of thing that I'm like, okay, this one show was a total disaster. I'm done. Like we've had one show, I think the one that I would qualify as a total disaster in Amarillo. It was we got invited to play in a barfly bar.
It was a graduation party for somebody who didn't.
It was weird. Yeah. So like nobody was actually there to see us. They were just there to drink, and we just happened to be like hired entertainment, which is fine.
You were the background music.
Right. We're not a background.
We weren't even hired entertainment.
Yeah, right.
We were just brought in entertainment.
Yeah. So we managed to sell, I think, $100 worth of merchandise, which one guy bought, and I think that paid for our gas there and back. And that was
Thank
it. So
you, kind sir.
Right. Well, and he had seen us in Lubbock a couple of times and was like, "Oh, I wanted to buy a shirt and he was buying so much stuff. We're like, here, and he gave us this, and we're like, here, take this and this and this too.
It's like, how much for a shirt? And we're like, $20. Well, all I've got's 100. What can I get with that? And we're like, here.
Yeah, right. Take it all. And you can have one of these and one of these. Yeah, right. So that show was a disaster. We had everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I managed to step on my guitar cable at one point and unplug my guitar when I was supposed to be playing by myself, and the guys are just kind of looking at me, and I'm like, it was just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. But it was like, at the end of the day,
I would rather it happen when nobody gave a crap that we were there,
right?
Than have it happen when everybody was expecting
I call it one of our live rehearsals.
Yeah,
we have had 2 or 3.
We've had a handful.
Our very first show ever was last year at there's a venue in town called Prima Vista, which is more known for like Tejano music and like
quinceañeras.
Is that?
It's out on 179. Yes, it's across from Kegel's.
Okay, so it's like by my house.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
are y'all going to be there again? I can walk home.
I can't. So it's not confirmed, but we'll go ahead and mention we might be headlining there New Year's Eve.
So
Stop it. Really?
Yeah. So
that's perfect to walk home to.
All right.
I don't know that I'd walk anywhere on New Year's Eve.
No, that's very true.
Very true.
Anyways, so
we're looking out for you.
We are.
We don't want those insurance premiums to go up.
Okay.
We're business people. So anyways, we've just kind of started and we started and pretty close to, I guess, right after about 4 months after we started, our drummer, who is brilliant, got hired and moved back to Chicago by John Deere. And they were like, we will give you a significant pay increase, which was huge. We will pay for you to move back, blah, all this stuff. He worked for one of the John Deeres here.
Yeah, he worked for one of the implements here.
Yeah.
And went to Chicago to John Deere for a training and ended up like just impressing them.
Damn job interview is what it was.
That's what it ended up being.
And so he was like, guys, just so you know. And I was like, and then our bass player at the time also had a big job conflict. That
he was looking at being relocated.
Yeah, he was going to be relocated. So we all kind of came together and had made the decision that it would be easier for him to just not be in anymore. And he was part of that decision. And as soon as we found a new bass player and got him like Tanner, who we have now, and got him like trained and in, this guy's like, oh, well, by the way, my job pulled that out from under me, so I'm still here. And we were like,
Oh, about
I
that.
still feel bad.
I
about
still
that.
hate that situation.
Yeah.
I do really, because it sucks, but like it's one of those things, and we've seen it with other musicians that are like touring musicians. If they lose a member, they have to hire somebody else,
Right.
and sometimes that hiring, depending on the circumstances, sometimes they're like, we're literally hiring you just to tour, and that's it. And they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. But sometimes they make them an official member.
Yeah, they assimilate into the band.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, this other player is now available, but we've got our guy. I mean, we just can't do that. So that's kind of our situation.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's our
let
sheet
me
talking,
stop you right
so.
there. So
Mhm.
you said let's have a band. Let's do a band. I'm not sure what the terminology is. Let's put a
We'll say-
band together.
Yeah,
That works.
let's do a
Okay.
band.
So one of those words.
Yeah.
And so then how did you go about picking who you wanted to play what instrument? I mean,
So the drummer was kind of a shoe-in. He's a guy that I've played with for a while, and
okay.
I had
Went to church with him.
yeah, I'd gone to church with him and
Oh.
actually had a cover band with him that I think over 6 months we may have played together twice. But
Great
I
drummer.
already knew,
Fantastic drummer.
yeah, that if he was willing, we would go with him. And then when we made the announcement that we were going to do this, the bass player, who was a guitar player at the same church, reached out and was like, hey, bass was my first instrument. I'd love to be involved. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
So it just kind of
it worked out
put
because
itself together.
They fit the criteria. Like one of the big things that we had decided later, after me having all of my, like, this is what I don't want, and these are the things. The other thing is that everybody needs to have a job. It needs to be steady-ish. Like I can't say it has to be steady because I don't even fall under those requirements because my job is.
Well,
steady
we
as
just
this.
we didn't want somebody whose greatest ambition in life was delivering pizzas.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
so we wanted
We wanted some guys who
people with integrity and
Not that
could
pizza
show
people
responsibility. We weren't putting this together to babysit band members.
Yeah, and
So.
that's part of the big deal is that those two original guys had families. They had great jobs.
Too great.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so they like really hella fit the criteria.
Right.
Yeah.
And they did, and it was great. And the biggest thing for me is that we don't want new members that are like desperate for this to be how they make income.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid and you're like out of college and you don't really have a job, you're like, oh, maybe I'll make it. And you make so many horrible decisions because you're in a money bind that are not smart decisions for your band. And then you're SOL.
They just make terrible life decisions.
Right.
I mean, when you're in your early 20s, it's not like you're that smart. Anyway.
Oh, it was so dumb. Even in your late 20s, you're really dumb.
Okay.
So anyways, he knows I'm dumb.
Not wearing my I'm with stupid shirt.
Oh,
I'm
man,
wearing an I'm with stupid hat.
I was about to say you got the hat on. Anyways, so it just worked out. And then unfortunately those guys had life come up. Life happened. And when we talked to them, we said, we don't want to do this band without you guys.
That's why they ended up leaving.
Yeah, I know. It was Murphy's Law. We said we didn't want to do, and our thing was we didn't want to do it with just anybody. And so with them leaving, both of them gave us their blessing to seek out other members because they were like, it's just, you guys are way too good to
Well,
not
and at
continue.
that point, there was a significant financial investment from us, just getting into gear, just all the things that
Right.
we had to come together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I know we said this, but it would be fiscally irresponsible to just call it quits at this point.
Right.
Fiscally irresponsible. Eric,
Well,
it's fiscally irresponsible if I don't go shopping.
I didn't say that.
No,
I didn't say that at all.
I did.
Oh, okay. Don't put words in my
Eric,
mouth.
don't shoot the messenger.
Just learning new words and being
Don't shoot
cerebral.
anybody, or you'll be on this
Or
podcast.
On
you'll
the
wind
show.
up as a
This
story.
show,
On,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
show, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, look
said
at
that
this,
word.
you
Said the
guys.
P word.
We have a comment coming in. Is this the T-sets? I think he's being a hater. This Eurosama 5011.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know how that would be a hater thing to say. We actually, speaking of haters, this is totally.
there was also a pineapple in his comment.
Oh.
I didn't catch it.
I'm picking it up. I'm dense. Okay, you watched me on the Single People's podcast, even though you and Joe were having fun partying. Actually, Joe was probably crying, but
Joe was sad.
yeah, Joe was sad. But I am dense, so dense. It's dense. So, anyways,
Okay, we'll allow it.
good.
Ross and I will allow it.
I just deal with
He
it.
deals with it, yeah, which is I don't pick up
I've
subtle
developed
things.
coping mechanisms
Yeah.
around
So
density.
yeah. Anyways, so it's we
My
have
muse, my density.
We
You can pick up
just
that
have this.
movie. Props.
It's just been now we have our guys and we're all
Back
just
to the future.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I don't watch movies.
How do you not watch movies, Sandy?
This show's
I
on.
watch true crime. I'm obsessed with true crime. I have a problem.
Yeah. Okay. I am just obsessed with making it through November 12th, and then after that, who knows?
November 12th, because
No.
Because
Nice
it's
leader.
next Friday, and Friday's always a good day.
yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of November, oh gosh. Yeah. So Friday, November 12th is probably the biggest day of my life since my birth. Probably fair. I would say so. Not even graduating high school. Who cares? Getting into
Wow.
college. This is way cooler. So with the band, we have been actually exactly 1 year ago, like
One year.
yesterday,
Today.
we started crowdfunding for our very, very first album, and which is fully funded. And
Congratulations!
Done.
Oh my
It's done.
Like we are done.
The physical copies will be here on Monday, I believe,
They
unless shipping.
shipped out today.
They shipped out today. And we will be releasing a full-length album on
that's
November
so
12th.
exciting.
Full,
like
full digits.
12.1 songs.
Yeah, 12.1. That's a good. Yeah. And if you want the 12.1 songs, you have.
If you want the 0.1, yeah.
If you want the 0.1, you either have to buy a physical copy of the album, which there are only 300, or you can buy the album directly from us. Did it go out to iTunes that way, or would they take it?
No.
Okay,
you have
so
to buy
any-
a digital copy through our website
Yeah.
or buy a physical CD.
Yep. And
Okay.
and then you get the 0.1, which Sandy here, if anybody didn't know, is one of the original platinum backers. And
I wondered if I was.
you are. Oh, totally. So when we did crowdfunding, we had no expectation of actually really getting much except for some chump change, and then we were going to figure out how to fund it ourselves. We figured that we might have 10, 15 backers
Total.
total, maybe 5, 6 that did our platinum level. So the levels on it were platinum was $75 or more, gold was 50 or more, silver was 25 or more, bronze was 10 or more, and then you could do a $5 backing, which just got you the singles off the album.
Mhm.
Which right now there are 2 singles on the album.
Yeah.
The first one dropped on Labor Day. We thought that out. Which it came out with a music video. It's called Suffocate. It was our first single, and it was actually our first song we ever released to the public, originally as a demo. And then this past Monday, oh my gosh, it's only like 3 days ago, 2 days ago. 3 days ago.
That was the
3 days.
longest 2 days.
I know we've had very
It's
long
been a
2 days.
year since Monday.
I know. We released our second single, which is on all streaming platforms. Everything we have, all streaming platforms. If you can listen to music on it, those songs are on there. So it's called Phoenix Dark Dirk, which is a movie reference.
Okay.
from a
And
1999 Ben Stiller film called Mystery Men.
so Sandy
So-
wouldn't get it.
Yeah, probably, but
Wah,
that's
wah.
okay. It's not true crime. We'll have to make a true crime album so Sandy will know all the references.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's it's not true crime, but it is fiction crime.
It is. Yeah,
It's not true crime.
Definitely fiction crime. So,
Frack you later.
so,
Here's a question. Is the point one kind of like a hidden track on the CDs from circa 1999?
yes,
Maybe.
that is pretty
Maybe.
much. Yeah,
Maybe.
I would say so. I didn't say yes. That wasn't me.
Wow.
I know I'm really bad at ruining things. Never mind. Not gonna go there.
Like all of our lives when you were born.
Yeah. Okay. There it is. Yeah. Well, my parents were profoundly disappointed when I was a boy when I was born because my mom wanted a little girl. So I've been a disappointment my whole life, pretty much.
Oh my gosh, join the club. I was disappointed because I was a girl.
This is why we're friends. So,
Exactly.
anyways, so we started crowdfunding.
65 backers.
Wow,
65 backers out of the 10 we expected.
out of the 10 we expected,
That's
and
like
exciting.
and how many of them were platinum?
44 platinum.
Which
Wow.
which they donated at least $75. Some of them, I think, the highest single donation we had was $250.
250.
That's awesome.
So it was just weird, and I think it's one of those things that it is so cliche, but like really, if you follow your passion, like and seriously put an effort towards it, it'll happen. I mean, and we stepped into the album into recording. What, back in December of last year,
December.
right? Our
Yeah,
first
it was
day was in
almost
December.
8 months to the day. 9 months to the day.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't know.
that it took us to record.
So, we just got in and started, and we said, I don't know where, how, when, or where we're gonna fund this thing, but
We're gonna do it.
we're committing to it.
We
Yeah,
had what
and-
we needed to get to begin the process.
Yeah. And so and it took us funding too. I mean, it was not 100% funded by, it was not 100% crowdfunded. I don't know the actual numbers.
Unless you consider us part of the crowd.
Yeah. So we all paid
Yes.
in, every once in a while I would just stick a chunk of change in there. I'm like, this is going to happen and I've got the funds to do it. So that's how we kind of operated. Just so that not only did we have skin in the game, by doing the work to make the album, we had financial responsibility as well.
We didn't want it to come off like, you guys, we expect y'all all to pay for this.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen if you don't.
Right. We were very much about, we're making this happen regardless of the support we get. We were just I'm just still mind blown. We had another platinum backer like 2 days ago. Or like yesterday. Maybe. And I'm just like,
Creepy,
okay.
too tall, fat, ugly Robert.
Yeah. A very good friend of ours in LA,
Oh, so
Bakersfield,
cool.
helped, or he backed it. So he's been a good
Backing
friend of
went
ours.
international.
Yes, it did. We had backers from
Wait, did it?
Canada. Yeah, we had Canadian backers. So all the correspondents always said sorry, but
Yeah.
this
Here's your money.
here's
Sorry.
$75. Sorry.
A?
Yeah, A. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, A. Anyway,
Oh, I
so we
love
had-
it.
Yeah, so we have a fan in Canada. I don't actually know where he lives, but so it's just
Probably
been this.
Vancouver.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's not Alberta. I don't know. I can't go there. We'll never make it out of this thing alive.
I could look it up, but that's not important right now.
Exactly.
No.
Big limitation.
So it's just been wow. So when we started recording, we made the decision that a lot of what the funding went to was getting the album actually mixed and mastered professionally. So we did all the recording ourselves. Ross was the recording engineer. I was like the assistant recording engineer, I guess, technically, because he couldn't record and play his guitar at the same time. So I was the button pusher.
Actually, no, I couldn't record and sing most of my guitar stuff.
Oh, that's
I
true.
Recorded.
You did most of your guitar stuff by yourself. It was singing.
I tried the
So-
singing and recording at the same time, and that
Did
was
not-
a waste of an afternoon.
Disaster.
Yeah. So
too
um,
difficult.
what's really cool though is that aside from having the band, what Ross and I do for work is we have a video production company, and
Okay.
we have done work for all kinds of brands all over the planet.
Small little companies like
we've had
Pennzoil.
Yeah, Pennzoil,
Oculus.
General Electric, Oculus.
You did stuff for
Facebook.
Oculus?
Yeah, we
We
used
did
to
the developers conference twice.
Yeah, we used to shoot the developers conference. Now, Oculus technically is not one of our clients. They're clients of some friends of ours who hired us out to be boots on the ground.
but it was the job was
The job was for Oculus. So we did that. We've done work for Facebook.
Really? For the Metaverse?
I'm telling you, we saw Mark Zuckerberg in real life at the Oculus Developers Conference, and his mother does cut his hair, and he is a lizard person. So I don't care what anybody says. I mean, he's probably going to shut us down for that. But
I need to interview him.
Well, be sure and bring your barbecue sauce.
yeah, right. Did you know that's Peyton Ray's family? Sweet Baby Ray's?
Oh, that doesn't surprise
Yeah. Anyways.
They're on TikTok and they give out their recipe. Okay, sure.
That's cool. I'm not a TikToker. Still, I can't. You won't. I just can't. I don't have the time.
I had to get one so I could keep up with our metrics
Band
because
metrics,
our
yeah.
songs are available.
Yes, you can use
on
our
TikTok.
songs on TikTok. They are there.
And I think
Really?
pretty soon they're going to be available on Peloton.
Yes.
So you can actually work out to good music.
Okay, let me tell you this. I listened to your music on my run.
Really?
So when
Did you
I'm
run
running,
faster?
you know what? You damn right I did. You damn
Man,
right.
I really thought that she was about to shoot you through the. Did you run faster?
No.
You know
You
what?
just
like
need
new
shoes. You just need good
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
It's like getting new shoes. You run faster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've known that since I was 2.
So, well, that's cool. I'm so glad that we've had some friends that are like, yeah, this is on all my workout playlists, and I'm like,
It is. It totally is great workout music. It really is.
Good.
So I have Pandora, so that's what I listen to when I do my runs and stuff. And so like Five Finger Death Punch, I've got Metallica. I mean, that just like, and it also
Yeah.
makes me drive faster. And so
Uh-huh.
that's not. I don't need to do that. But
yeah.
I tested that theory on Phoenix the other day.
Yeah, I actually, what part of our process was doing drive tests. Can I listen to this in my car? And so when we decided to do this album, we decided to hire a real mixing engineer and mastering engineer who
Not a
is-
fake one like me.
Yeah. Yes. We had a very good friend of ours named Evan Rodanish, who was a guitar player in Powerman 5000. But he mixes and he's mixed some of their albums. I don't know if he's still doing it but he's done like Asking Alexandria, Lacey Sturm from Flyleaf when she did her solo record. He did hers. He's got the chops. Like when we were talking about it with the other guys in the band, we were like, well, are we this is who we'd like to use. And they're like, well,
so little secret here. I'd already made up my mind.
Oh, I
and
had
his
too.
was already made up.
yeah. But we had to convince the other guys because they just don't know him. You've known him for what, 15 years
15
probably?
years, yeah.
So Evan's been a good friend of Ross's and ours now for a long time. I mean, since I was in high school, I saw him with Powerman like my junior year of high school, I think, or senior year. So super, super, super stellar guy. And like Ross said, we kind of already made up our minds that he was doing the album, and we had to. The other guys were like,
We gave them a vote, but they weren't going to count if they voted against it.
So you know what? I did this thing where I let my kids vote for. We were going to name a dog, so I acted like I put all of their choices in there, but I never put their choices in there. It was just all I wanted.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm like,
So,
okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all pick.
Yeah.
No.
We chose Evan, and that was probably our single biggest cost in producing the album.
Yeah.
Single
biggest.
but it's totally worth it. I mean, part of it being in creative, as long as we have a lot of very creative, extremely talented friends all over the world. And part of our process was, hey, would you listen to this song? Tell us what you think. And we got glowing reviews from all of them. And they're not the people, it's not like your mom like, oh, I'm so proud of you. It's so good. Even if it sounds like trash, they will tell you it sounds like trash. Because
That's my mom, though, by the way, in case you're wondering. My mom will tell me, Like,
Yeah,
just
good
shut up
for
because you
her.
sound like
Good.
trash.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just that's so much more valuable. I mean,
That's
like
why I never went to
affirmation's
American
nice.
Idol, because she just told me I sucked. So
Well, you are very lucky because you would have sold your soul to a contract that you would still not be out of to this day.
I mean,
We know.
We know.
We know for
Yeah.
real. So that's a whole other thing. I don't know that we can say too much on.
Well, the results, you get the worst end of the music industry combined with the worst end of the TV industry,
Yeah,
and that's your contract.
yeah.
Mm.
So it's a rough go. Anyways,
yeah.
so so we just like put the pedal to the metal. If you're watching this and you really want to like know the story, we have 44 mini documentaries that we produced along the way with being in the studio, so people could see like this is what the process looked like. This is what we went through. These are the struggles that we had. These are the cool things that happened that we were like, what? Did that just happen? Yeah, I mean, so we did that, one, because we had the ability to, and two, because it also showed our backers, hey, this is actually happening. Like there is visual, or there's actual like tangible progress happening.
We've done crowdfunding things where it's like, they have a concept video and it's like, man, this is really cool. I'll
Right.
put some money into that, and then they just disappear.
And then you never see them again.
And so
and we wanted people to know that we were serious about it, that this was happening. And here we are at 65 backers, did you say? Oh my gosh. I almost gonna cry.
Here's what I'm assuming everybody else saw, because I became a backer. And I, of course, you guys were on our show, and I was in Montana, so I did not get to interview you guys, but I watched it.
Oh man.
And so that was like, love these guys. And then you guys, started talking about your album and all that stuff. And I just felt your passion. And, I've seen, musicians that make it big, and then you see musicians that don't. And I'm like, man, I want these guys to do great. And so, I mean, I felt it. And then like you said, I would watch your little documentaries that you would do. And it's just like, man, I know these guys. Like, I felt like I'm watching you grow up and blow up and all that. So, yeah. So I think that's why you have the backers that you do, because it's just, you guys are passionate about what you do. And I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I'm going to cry. It's also because I'm totally exhausted. So I'm like emotionally vulnerable.
Simple doubt right now.
Yeah, right. Simple Doubt's my middle name.
No, if we were
You
Simple
have
Doubt,
not
this would
seen
be
a Simple
much worse.
Doubt.
Yeah.
It degrades to fart jokes and laughing till we have asthma attacks. So that's the real. Man. Actually makes me think of Houston after the Soundbite show. We giggled like schoolgirls in this hotel room till like 2 a.m.
Well, and there was a song that didn't end that
we made up.
We made up, and
so
we
horrible.
sang it for probably 6 of the 9 hours between Houston and Lubbock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
no,
I thought you said at your concert. I'm like, wow.
No. This was years and years ago. We were totally simpled out. I mean, it kept us alive and awake on the road, but we were so exhausted. Anyways, now we're here. I still can't believe that we're here.
I don't know where here is, but that's where we are.
Right.
Except for that we are, as of tomorrow, exactly 1 week away from dropping the album. To anybody who's watching, if you back at any level, bronze or up, yeah, you probably will get a digital copy of the entire album early.
I pre-ordered this morning.
That
you did?
works too.
Nice.
I did.
So, you sent it to me, didn't you? Or did you? Yeah. She texted me. Yeah, I sent it to the whole band. I was like, "Look at this, so cool." So
I did. I was so excited.
Yeah, it's So you will have it. Like the way that we work, we're just this way. We always have been. I want somebody to email me the files, and I want to put them on my phone, or the CD and put it on my phone, because I'm just that way. Apple and everybody else has done their best to make it where that's just almost impossible. As you know, they don't put CD drives in cars or on computers anymore. They just don't exist. So
I was like, my car doesn't have a CD player.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a tragedy. So, but for the people that still do that, we wanted to send out that. And then because you're a backer, you'll get the 0.1 because you're a backer. So, but I still can't believe that it's real. So
I can't either.
man, I've wanted this since I was 8 years old.
That's so exciting. I love
And,
it. See,
And how old are you?
9.
He's 9.
I grow good facial hair for a 9-year-old. I'm 28, so I'll be 29.
It took you 20 years to get to your dream.
I know. I'm lucky that I'm this young and it's happening, honestly.
What are you trying to say?
Y'all are old.
Wow.
I'm not you, Sandy. I'm talking about the guys in the band.
No,
Sandy, you're like
Yeah,
9.
take it how you want to take it.
All right, I'll start digging.
God. Yeah.
No. I would be fortunate if I was
Power Man 5000 and you were in junior high. I was
in high school, but yes,
Power Man 5000 and probably had a kid.
Yeah,
you're right. If you saw Power Man, around like between 2009, 2011, you probably saw my band play.
Yeah, because he was the reason I saw him was he was open for Power Man. So, anyways, it's
like I saw Disturbed, Korn, System of a
Disturbed is great live. We saw them in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So, anyways,
16 and mine was like 2000-ish.
But that's totally. I mean, I was listening to them in 2000, 2001.
You were like in the womb.
No, I wasn't. I was like 9 once. Kidding. No, I was made in 92. So, or established in 92, I guess.
Yes.
Both. Yeah. So yeah, here we are. We're
yes. Look at
1
this.
week away. So
watching dreams come true. I love that.
Exactly.
Love that.
It's
huzzah.
I have been fortunate. We may have talked about this on T-Suds. I've watched one dream come true in person right there. We were working on a job for NFL Network for a show called Undrafted, where Texas Tech wide receiver Jakeem Grant was on the show because the premise of the show is, why are these amazing athletes not getting drafted to the NFL? Because they're amazing. Like that, it was the same year there was a kid that played for Baylor who wore a size like 23 shoe and could catch a football one-handed and was an absolute tank. He was on the show. Anyways,
is he playing for anybody now? Just random.
Jakeem is Jakeem
so we were at Dolphins.
Yes, he went to the Dolphins, and we were there the minute he got drafted.
We were at his draft party.
It was at Main Event here, and we were filming, and it was just like, so that being said, like,
oh man,
I'm glad. I don't want this to be conceited or anything like that. Like, I got to watch somebody else's dreams come true, so it's like cool when somebody says that about us, because it is. I don't have any huge aspirations for it, but this is everything that I have always wanted. So,
well, I'm happy for you. That is so awesome, and I love it. And I'm excited that I'm a little bit a part of that. I love that.
You were totally a part. Your name is printed in the CD jacket, Sandy. It's there forever. Really? Yeah. So that was part of the platinum backing. So when we had platinum backers, except for this week, poor Robert, except for his name's
still in there.
He got a special thank you because he's one of my dearest friends. But yeah, so we had different perk levels. I don't remember all of them. I think that like $10 you got the CD, $25 you got CD plus a sticker. I don't remember, or no, poster. So there's a backer poster that's really cool, and then the $50 was a backer poster and a sticker in the CD. So they always the guitar. That's the guitar pick. That's right. So there was it was every perk under it plus basically is how it worked. And then the platinum backer was you get a copy of the CD, you get a signed poster, you get a custom sticker as a backer, and you get a custom guitar pick that says official backer on it. And you get your name in the liner notes of the album. So
cool.
Yeah, so all of our 40, was it 46?
44.
43
of them made it.
Yeah, 43 platinum backers, their names are forever printed in this CD.
Number 44 did his backing after,
and we had to tell people we Yeah.
After
Carrie's
the-
right. You really are the man now.
I had to be 40 and back you. I'm finally a man.
So
Don't say that. You don't want those repercussions.
yeah, I know.
I've been saying it. I was like, I'm going to be 40. I'm going to be a man.
All right. Well, then.
Okay.
You know,
That's-
it's off of what's his face, Oklahoma's coach,
Ted Bundy?
Gundy.
No, I think Ted
You
Bundy was
remember
a
that?
serial killer.
No, yeah.
No, I honestly don't know anything much about sports except for that the Cowboys won recently and it was beautiful.
Okay,
They
so
won
they've
with
been
their
winning.
second. Yeah, they won with their second string quarterback.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're here. So the big thing now is that a week from tomorrow night we will be doing an album release show where we are headlining. So we're playing at Jake's Back Room, which is over by 50th Street Caboose. Jake's Sports Bar and Cafe and Back Room,
Let me tell you
whatever
this.
they call it.
I went to the last time that I was there, I was watching Apocalyptica. Oh my God, those guys are amazing.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. So
that's 100 years ago.
It wasn't really 100 years ago.
Okay.
Like
55.
97, but yeah. I'm kidding. I keep digging holes for myself. I'm good.
It's okay.
So we're playing at Jake's Back Room, which has seen the likes of Shinedown, Powerman 5000, Seether, Fozzy.
I think Shinedown's actually ever played there.
Have they not ever played there?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well they should see the lights.
At the library, I think that's what it's, or Wild West. It's Wild West, one of those.
They were at South Beach.
They did South Beach, and then
it was South Beach and the Lubbock Depot warehouse
What's
right
that
up against
one over off of the loop, off of I-27.
Isn't that Wild
West?
That's Wild West, but Shinedown's never been there.
Yes, they were. He
Nope.
was
I'm not
so
getting this
wasted. That's Hinder. I'm an idiot. It's Hinder. Never mind.
I opened that show.
So Ross opened that show. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a birthday bash.
Yep.
The next birthday bash.
Really?
So you have seen him play live before.
I've seen you. I've known you forever.
Yeah. So anyways, we're playing at Jake's. It's kind of a dream come true. I mean, we've played there several times. We've gotten to open some really cool shows. We opened a show for Eyes Set to Kill last week. 3 weeks ago, we opened for Butcher Babies, which they're terrifyingly scary women. I mean, they're like,
you liked it.
Oh yeah, no, it was awesome, but they're scarifying.
I love the fear.
When you, yeah, oh yeah, well, like they have this like whole guttural scream thing, which I'm not a scream person much, but it's like you're really attractive, and then you do that, it's like I'm scared. So, anyways, Butcher Babies.
Hold on a second. So you said that, so you opened up the door. So musicians are super attractive. We'll just say that right there.
That's true. That's fair.
It is. No, it's the truth. Like you're up there, and I'm like, damn, that guy's
except for the guys in Slipknot. They wear masks for a reason because they're all ugly.
Okay.
Except for Jim Root. Jim Root's actually a nice looking
guy. Manson. But anyway, let me just say most.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, there, and then they do something, and you're like, ooh, never mind.
Yeah, I've seen that several times. I hope that that's not ever the case with us. I mean, well, we have to have the first part working for us anyway. But yeah, so we're playing at Jake's. There's 3 bands playing. So a lot of the bills that we've been on recently have been like 5 bands. We kind of were like, we want it to be less, just and just to give people so they're not there till like 1 a.m. So doors
like us that need to go.
I don't even want to be up that late. So yeah,
we're gonna be just talking about it.
Right. So yeah, we're gonna be at Jake's Back Room, which I'm super stoked about. And
bringing in a light show.
Yeah, we've got a light show. We've got we're actually doing dress rehearsals next week, 3 nights next week, and we have a big rehearsal on Saturday this week to get ready.
All the rehearsals before then are undressed, though.
Yeah,
not pretty.
No, no, it's like a.
What time was this at? I mean,
I'm telling you, you don't want to be here. What is that movie? The Rocker. with Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
He practices
naked
in his
drummer.
underwear.
No, he's butt
Oh,
naked.
he is butt naked. That's right.
Because he's down in the
Nice.
boiler room under a Chinese food restaurant.
I forgot about that. So yeah. Anyways, it's all happening, and the album is done. It'll be here soon. You can pre-order it now. Listen to Sandy. You can get it on iTunes right now.
Order it, people. Gosh.
It's $10, right? Or is that right?
Yeah.
It is.
$9.99. Okay.
$9.99.
Yeah.
$9.99. You can pre-order it through the website.
Yes.
Directly, which we make more money
Yeah.
that way.
Why didn't y'all say that, Sam? You have to be like very specific with me.
We typically have, but we have so much going on right now. With all of this, that it's
Like honestly, I don't expect to really make any money off selling the album.
yeah, we make more.
all.
We make, like, when it comes to percentages, like 90% of the money we make is on merchandise.
Yeah, I think it's like for 500,000 streams off of like Pandora or Spotify, we might make $5
Yeah.
off of
It is.
500,000.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's literally highway robbery for musicians. You make
So,
no
which is
money.
why, like, Metallica is out of the streaming, right? They don't.
Yeah,
stream.
Metallica doesn't stream. Garth Brooks doesn't stream.
Garth Brooks doesn't stream.
Yeah. But for us, it's like we're not looking at it. We don't generate enough buzz for it to really matter. It's more important that people stumble across us on Spotify, excuse me, than it is if we were like, no, we're not doing that, because nobody will find us. Because nobody's, besides you or me or him, nobody's buying albums off of iTunes even hardly anymore, because you can just pay for Apple Music. And fun fact, you don't, if you're an artist and people are using their 3-month free subscription that Apple Music does, the artist is not compensated for any of the streams that happen during that 3-month period with that person.
Yeah, Taylor
So
Swift tried suing Apple for that.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's
That's the music industry.
It is the music industry. So for us, the big thing is buy merchandise. You can buy this hat. You can buy Sandy's shirt. Well, that's Sandy's shirt. You can buy a shirt like Sandy's.
Or what else do you have?
Valuable since I've worn it.
Yeah, that's true.
You can buy Sandy shirt.
Everything is for sale.
Everything has a price.
What else do you have, Sandy?
I have the best hoodie that I will be wearing tomorrow night at the friendship game, because it's going to be so cold and my hoodie is going to keep me warm. Because you know what? I love a good hoodie and I love merch.
How do you feel about that hoodie though? Like, really, like, does it feel good? Is it a comfortable hoodie? Good. Okay.
Hugs me.
That is
Hug bees.
Hug bees. That's awesome. I love to hear that, because like that's one of our big things, is that we don't want to sell crappy merch either. Because a lot of people, like when you're first starting out in a band, you don't have those benefits. You're scraping pennies together and trying to buy stuff, and
that stuff's expensive.
It is so expensive.
Like it like cost over $1,000 just to get the hoodies made.
Yeah, for 63 hoodies, I think. Yeah. So I mean, that's why we did it. We did a pre-sale, and the pre-sale paid for a large majority of it, actually, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. So,
and that's the way to do it, is you at least guarantee,
right. Well, and the reason we did the pre-sale originally was we had so many people that we knew were going to buy them, and we still wanted to have inventory at shows. So we said, hey, you have a week or two. I can't remember how long we gave them. I don't remember. But we said, if in this time span, if you'll buy your hoodie, we are doing hoodies regardless. But it helps us. You get your hoodie, but it doesn't dip into our merch available to people who decide to buy one after we get them or at shows. And so we had with
our hats.
Yeah,
we got the hats in, and they were just gone.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll have more hats next week.
Yes, please have hats, because I need more.
Yeah, we are working on that. Hopefully that will be done.
We have them ordered. I'm not sure what the status is. Some of them, because of the, all of the shipping overseas and all that. Yes. Some of them were supposed to arrive by October 12th, but I don't know if they did.
I have no idea. Yeah. So it's been, that's been the toughest thing. But hats are like really expensive. When we originally did hats, we did a run of 12 just to make sure that people wanted them, and they did really well. But it was $17 a pop per hat to get them done.
And this is like good material.
That's great. Yeah, this is a Yupong flat hat. So it's like the top tier flat hat you can buy. And I don't know what
mine has no label.
Yeah.
CPJ says people always remember scratchy retail. I refuse to use fake materials and brands. People notice for sure.
Mm-hmm. They do. They totally do. So our shirts, we wanted to make sure we researched a lot of shirt companies. They were highly recommended to us by a lot of bands. I feel like I really like our shirts. Mm-hmm. Now they're not like the softest tri-blend best thing you can get, because it was not fiscally responsible for us to invest in that.
But it's not like,
but we didn't buy dumpster t-shirts either.
You know, if you're going to go to Kohl's or Old Navy and get one of their novelty graphic tees, it's the same kind of material. So
actually, this shirt is a Slipknot Knotfest shirt.
Mm-hmm. If you can see it. I can't.
It's the same material as what you're wearing. So I feel like if it's good enough for Knotfest, it's good enough for us.
Thank you.
So but the hoodies were a big deal to us because I love good hoodies. I hate bad hoodies.
I love a good hoodie.
We tested them out before we bought them.
Yeah, our merch guy got us some samples, and we were like, "Yep, these are them. Let's do it." And
I'd wear this.
Yeah,
all the time.
I wear actually.
Now that you mention it,
the hoodie. So we have a hoodie version. So it's a pullover hoodie, and then we also have a zip up version. Ross likes the zip up. I like the pullover. So that's the front. Yep, there you go. Yeah, just like that. Mm-hmm.
Got to get the whole design in there.
You have to get the whole thing in there.
So what's really cool about this specific hoodie is this is the first official album merch from the album. So the album's called Monsters, and you'll see right here under you can't see it. There, you can kind of see it there. Camera's not great, but yeah. So if you buy one, it's official merchandise from the album. It's super comfortable. I wear mine every day.
It's super soft. Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's great.
5 out of 5 stars.
Yes. So yeah, we're a week away. This week is gonna be
okay. So where can you get tickets?
So
direct from our website, laborxii.com.
Okay.
There is a
tab that says shows.
Well, there is, or on the homepage, anywhere that's got a show calendar. If you just click on the show date, it'll pop up.
So not to be confused. So that's happening. There's also an album listening party happening at Ralph's Records here the same day. It's at 5:00.
It's free.
It is free and open to the public. So it's at Ralph's. Yeah, that was what they suggested we do. They said that's when one of their highest traffic times is 5:00, right after work's out. On a Friday, they said they get tons of people in there. So we're gonna be doing an album listening party there, which you can. It's on our show calendar, but it's marked as free. So for whatever reason, if you're looking at the show calendar, make sure you do the album release show and not the release party, because if you show up
the listening party,
I think that's what we call it, listening party. So so that's what we're doing, and it's I don't even know how we got here.
I don't even know where here is.
I don't even know.
I've already said it, but I still don't know. I don't know who we are. Right. And that was the first question.
Right.
You're Ross and you're Jacob.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jacob.
Bill S. Preston, Esquire.
And Ted Theodore Logan. There's another movie quote for you. It's
them.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
And it was most excellent. Still is. It still holds up.
It was most triumphant.
Yeah.
I don't know that it still holds up, but
It totally still holds up.
it's still a great movie.
It holds up.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, but I believe you.
Sandy.
I've also never watched Lord of the Rings. Y'all share some memes, and I'm like, I want to ha, but I don't know what it means.
Don't go breaking my heart.
It's too late.
Yeah, I know. I am just distraught here. That could be heartburn. I don't know. Anyways,
Indigestion, I promise.
yeah. So it's
Get
that's
indigestion when people say they haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
yeah, dude. That should be a shirt actually. Yeah. So it is this is where we are. This is where we're at. We're a week away. You can get tickets on our website to the show. They are $10.
$10.
Actually,
People, being cheap.
If you're a platinum backer, you already have a ticket to the show, and
Really?
you do. Yes,
I do.
That's a surprise to.
I know people are so surprised. I guess maybe we didn't do a good job explaining
listen.
that, but
Everything's a surprise to me. I don't read anything. I just
okay, no, that's fair.
You know.
So yes, you get a ticket and a VIP meet and greet experience, which
Stop
is
it.
So you get in early for the sound check.
yes. So sound check starts at 6 that day. You can
Okay.
come in for sound check,
And you don't have to leave, so you get like right up at the front if you want. You get like wherever you want to be.
You get early access to merchandise. If you want to buy anything at the merch table, you don't have to fight other drunken people. You can just drunkenly fight yourself.
I love to fight drunk people.
Right? Who doesn't?
Do.
It's a hobby around here for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, just watch the news. So you get in early. You have your ticket. After the show, we have a stage banner that we're going to put down in front of the stage, I guess.
We're gonna move it so we can do photos and like it feels really pretentious to talk about all this since we are, we're really nobodies in the realm of the music world.
Hush your mouth. You are not a nobody.
Well, this is the kind of stuff that you would expect from an arena touring band.
Yeah.
But we have so many people
First
coming
of all,
in.
they wouldn't even give you the time of day. Okay.
Well, if you pay them for VIP, they don't give you the time
done
of day,
2 VIPs in my life.
but they just herd you through like cattle.
Cattle, yeah.
But we have so many people coming in from out of town that have platinum backed that we wanted everybody that did that to have the opportunity to we just wanted to have the opportunity to hang out with them.
Yes.
Carrie and I rode a Lime scooter that night.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We will know we have arrived.
Yeah.
That only happens when we're in Vegas.
Yeah, I know. When we're in Vegas, people like to set Lubbock on fire. Or that
floods.
was Seattle.
Seattle, but,
yeah, flooded while we're in.
I was in Minneapolis when they set that on fire.
Ooh, were you doing a race in Minneapolis?
I was at what is it called? The Final Four.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because we didn't
even
even win. We just went to the Final Four. And they were
So what was funny about that is we were in Vegas for a big video convention, and all like red and black balloons and decorations everywhere in all the sports bars because Texas Tech went and walking somewhere and they're like, oh hey, cool, visiting Vegas. Where are you from? We're from Lubbock. Oh cool, where's that? Never heard of it. Like, see all these balloons?
This is because of us.
Yeah,
that's where we're from.
It was personally us.
Yes,
they put them out for us.
Yes.
I one time watched the Texas Tech basketball team. It was women's, but I don't have to tell anybody that.
But you watched it.
I watched it. Yeah, I was there.
Was it when Marcia Sharp was around?
No.
Was it before then?
No.
Dude, I went when I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Oh, then maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to shoot with Marcia Sharp once, and she is one of the nicest ladies ever. She was so sweet to us.
I've always said that to her.
Fun fact, she would rather just go everywhere in her pajamas than actually get ready to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a Walmart person.
No, she will get ready and go places, but she would if she had
her way.
If she had her way, she would just. I mean, who wouldn't just leave?
I go everywhere. I don't put on makeup and I wear sweatpants everywhere.
If it was socially acceptable. Oh, yeah, but you should try it sometime.
Wearing makeup? I actually have. I had to in college.
That's how I graduated.
Okay, so I love to watch makeup videos. but I don't own anything but lipstick. And usually
You
it's
don't need anything, but
it's usually more on my teeth than than on my.
seriously, Sandy, you don't need it.
Thank you so much.
You're
I will
welcome.
be at your show.
Hey, she already backed the album, dude.
Actually, if you're
you
gonna,
don't have to. You don't have to say anything. I'm already there.
you
I'm
better
already
bring
there.
Joe with you.
I
Make
want
Joe
to.
come.
I would love for Joe to
Bring
come
Joe.
with me.
Actually, what I wish, I will not ask him to do this because I hate being asked to do this. I would love to see him shoot at our show, but I also get being
I'll make
like
sure
just
he
wanting
brings
to.
his iPhone. Make sure.
Yeah, but he like we actually have a photographer, a friend of ours, that's going to be there to shoot because it's worth having. I mean, we have to have it for marketing anyways. But yeah, we've been in that for a long time. We went to a cousin's graduation and somebody in the family was like, "Where's your camera?" It's like, I'm here to be family. I'm not bringing a camera. So
Be like right here.
yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, if I would love to see Joe there. I haven't seen Joe in like months. So another fun
So
fact.
CPJ says another fun fact about my dad and ex-CTU coaches. My dad and Marsha grew up together, and so CPJ said back up in the comments that her dad and Bob Knight golfed together.
Did Bob Knight throw him?
Yeah. And fun
bet
fact, I knew CPJ's dad before I knew CPJ. So,
Really?
yes,
I didn't know her dad.
I loved her dad.
You
He was
sure
an
about
amazing
that?
human being.
Actually, what's her dad's name?
Russell
No,
Patton.
Russell Patton, like general. He sounds like a general. General Russell Patton, 5-star general. I don't know. I'm tired.
You should just stop talking.
Yeah, I know. I should have stopped talking years ago.
That's what my
but
mom
now,
told me.
I'm sorry. I'm curious. Like, what other? Have we had many comments? Like, I don't see them here. So.
They're
We've
popping up
had
a little
quite a
bit.
bit, but I've not been shown because you guys are so good. So CPJ at one point said, "Sandy, let's go." So I think she was referring to the January one. What is that called? New Year's.
New Year's.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if she
Yeah.
wants to come next week, she's welcome to. We would love to have her.
CPJ, what do you say? Get Matt, get Sexy Leg, and we'll all go. That would be awesome.
That would be so much fun. We have. I'm gonna be grateful for whoever shows up, just because like it's one of those
I'm
things.
showing up.
Uh,
Sorry to disappoint.
That was like an awful grunt.
We work together. Next week, we will probably be together for like 120 hours. So,
You
She
know when
said
you
my
put it
dad
like
couldn't be
that.
thrown. He liked the bluebell.
That's
I
fair.
bet you that maybe Bob Knight, maybe threw a golf club every once in a while. He seems like he would probably throw golf clubs. I think everybody throws golf clubs. Isn't that like part of the game?
It's an Olympic sport now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually, speaking of Olympic sports, I was watching curling. It's so great. For Olympic qualifying.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? You don't have to do all that workout bull.
Well, but it's just like them talking to each other, and I'm like, they take this seriously. I still am voting that we need to have one average person in every sport so we can actually tell how good the athletes
There's
are.
an actual metric to judge them against.
Yeah, because like I'm like sitting there with like Cheeto dust on my beard and like, oh, that guy only ran a 4-second 40-yard dash. You know.
See,
I mean,
and that's what I do.
I think we all do.
But I'm like, she only used one knife.
Right. I mean, if it's going to be a crime of passion, you may as well make an art piece out of it too.
I mean, may as well.
So we didn't even talk about your spooky experiences.
No, but new season of Dexter starts this weekend.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I do not even know what that is.
Sandy, it's a TV show about a serial killer.
Is it true?
No, it's not true, but it's really good.
Everything has to be true, based on true. Otherwise, it's
it's not even based on true. Actually, if you like based on true and you like history, this is not creepy nor crimey or anything like that. But Into Darkness, it's it's Gary Oldman as William
Shatner?
No.
H. Macy?
No. Shut up.
Helmuth?
I did
Winston
watch
Churchill.
Time, and I really liked Dust.
It was a great movie. Winston Churchill. I don't know why I went. Well, I was like, what? And then you started making my brain fudge.
I helped
Winston
you.
Yeah.
Churchill.
So yeah, it's a Winston Churchill. It's Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill, and you can't tell it's Gary Oldman. And it is a phenomenal movie. And it's based on true. That in 1917. 1917 is also a absolutely beautiful movie.
What was the one that Peter Jackson did?
That was a documentary. They Shall Not Grow Old.
Yeah,
is a World War I documentary that is also beautiful.
Really?
So yeah,
he took old footage and colorized it. It just the amount of work that they put into that.
Yeah, they colorized it, and then
insane.
so back then in 1917 they did hand crank cameras.
Right.
So you had a variable frame rate. So it wasn't like our cameras shoot at 24 frames a second. Film cameras shoot at 24 frames a second. They are constant frame rate. But a hand crank camera was just based on whoever was cranking it. Now, there were people that were very good at it, but you still have just human error. It's not perfect. So they had hand crank cameras. Well, what Peter Jackson did is they developed an algorithm to interpret that footage and shift it around in digitize and all kinds of stuff with it, where it actually changed it to the actual speed that these people would be moving. And then they also colorized it. So you are looking at millions of dollars. They spent lots of money doing it.
Yeah.
But also, fun fact, Peter Jackson is a huge collector of World War I stuff. So along with doing all the footage stuff, they used a lot of his properties. Like he has original tanks from World War I, which had wooden wheels and wooden tracks on them, so they could push them through the mud. Yeah, so tanks, other war machines and stuff. So when you see footage of them, they actually went out and pushed those and recorded the sound. So you're actually hearing what it would have sounded like out there. It's very amazing. And then they had it all narrated by World War I survivors, I believe. Or they took. Wow. I think that they took.
Some of them had to have been voice actors because those voices, some of them were way too young to have been
too crispy, maybe.
To have been.
Yeah, I can't remember, but they used a lot of as much as they could. They were given.
What they did is they used voice actors, but they read letters and journals from.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So it's a great documentary. The only problem is I don't know how you can get it because it was a theatrical release only, and it was in 3D.
Oh my!
And it wasn't in 3D for like the Disney 3D of things jumping out at you. Part of their process was to get the footage to look right and to I don't even know how you would do it. They did it in stereoscopic 3D.
No,
you can watch it.
I'm still amazed by Fax Machine, so there's that.
On what?
Tubi.
So you can watch it for free on Tubi. There you go. Fun fact.
What even is Tubi?
It's a streaming channel.
One of the many million bazillions there are now.
I know. There's so many things. There's like Peacock, and I'm like, what even is Peacock?
Peacock only
it's
exists.
NBC.
Oh, that's right.
Because
it is
their logo is the Peacock.
Yeah.
So you can get it on Amazon.
Oh,
okay.
Buy it for $8 on Amazon.
I wonder if is it in 3D though?
No, that's Nature Trail to Hell.
And what was it called again on Amazon?
It's called They Shall Not Grow Old.
They Shall Not Grow Old.
It's a wonderful. I mean, I was just blown away by it. It's beautiful. We saw that in 2019. That was a great year.
2018.
Was it 2018? Really?
Yes,
I think it's on Netflix, you guys.
What?
That's enough, Shaco.
Oh, yeah. What?
It is on Netflix. Cool.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to watch that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyways, is there any other questions that you have for us or other things you want us to talk about? We can go forever.
Okay. Let's talk some ghost stuff.
Oh, yeah. This is really yours. Actually, we have some, I would say, supernatural Honey and Pappy's funerals. But those were not so creepy supernatural. They were funny, actually. But yeah, you go because you're the resident.
So like to touch on what he talked about, our grandparents were both very, very active practical jokers.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
so
they were
our
awesome.
grandmother passed away in January of 2016, and we were pallbearers, and she was buried out at the Lubbock Cemetery. So when we get out there, we're carrying the casket, and they've got the hole dug, and they've got the metal arm bars that you just go set the casket on, and go sit down or stand, whatever they decide they want the pallbearers to do.
Right.
And we go and we set the casket on, and one of the arms gives way and nearly pulled at least half of us down into the hole.
Yeah.
But we managed to catch the casket.
We caught it. We caught the casket.
We caught it.
I'm surprised the lid didn't open up and her body flop out.
That was what I was going to say. Did the lid flop open?
No, it didn't open.
No, which is probably good because we probably would have been scarred for life. I would have been laughing about it. But we all just started laughing.
It's like once the shock wore off of, oh my gosh, we almost dropped Honey
in the hole.
I love that y'all called her Honey. That's so awesome.
Oh yeah, she was amazing.
But like all we could do was laugh because like just down in our core, we knew that there was no accident. She did that on purpose.
She totally did, yeah.
So her fast forward to November of 2019. Our granddad passes away, her husband, and we're, again, pallbearers. And the lady from the funeral home says, we heard about what happened at your grandmother's funeral. We have maintenance out there ready. We've tested all this stuff. This will not happen again. Okay, fine. It happened again. Yeah, it's the only 2 times they know of that it's ever happened. And so, we were all expecting it.
Yeah.
There was no surprise.
There we are laughing again. And they're like, these people must be crazy.
Oh, the funeral home people were
made the size of sausages.
But,
yeah.
But they, so our mom's friends with an empath.
Okay.
And she came over to the house when they were doing the estate sale. And our mom was telling her the story, and she said, yeah, I can feel your parents here. And as you're telling this, they're just laughing. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. They knew what they did.
Oh, yeah.
They totally did it on purpose. So that was his.
Yeah, that was my supernatural experience.
Encounter.
Yeah.
The only one you've ever had?
That he knows of.
That I know of, yeah. I would say there's been a couple of times where I don't know if it was a supernatural encounter or it was part of me sleeping, but like I have at their house, I think it was supernatural, but I remember laying in bed and it felt like somebody sat down on the end of the bed on my feet.
Oh wow.
And then like
house?
At Honey and Pappy's in the corner bedroom.
Really?
And they had those 2 twin beds in there. Yeah. But I don't know, like I've had the like falling sensations and stuff you have when you're going to sleep or whatever. So I don't know if it was that or
I don't know that anybody died in that house. So that would have been weird. I mean, for what we know about hauntings.
Right.
So the last house I lived in was an assisted living before it got turned into a rent house.
Okay.
And we had ghosts. Like the thermostat would get cranked up to like 85 when nobody was home. We'd leave, come home, doors would be closed, cabinets would be open. So the way our vision's designed, you actually see better in the dark through your peripheral vision.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're ever in a dark room and you start trying to look out of the corner of your eye, you can actually see better.
Interesting.
So yeah. So when my son was born,
there's lights all over.
Yeah, when my son was born, he slept in our room. It was just a 3-bedroom. Our daughter had a room. My wife and I had a room, and then the other one was an office. And I walked in there on a few occasions, like it'd be pitch black in there, and I would stop because I could see. Like I would almost run into somebody in there, but had people sit on the end of the bed. My wife thought she heard a knife getting dragged across the floor one night when I wasn't home and she was in the bathroom. and we've got
That's like so
video.
precise. A knife on the floor.
It's a very just like a. If you've ever heard, like, if you drag a knife across a chopping block, it's a very distinct noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were wood floors. It was a pier and beam house, so it was just like
With onions in the front yard.
oh gosh, it was owned by some Asian doctors here in town, so they planted onions in the front yard, which smelled horrible,
Awful. Horrible idea.
But we have video somewhere of we had a red ball that had white polka dots on it. Not polka dots, polka dots.
Polka dots.
Polka dots play the
That would be-
Musicians
they would
would
be-
say polka.
yeah.
You can say that.
but the ball is like sitting there kind of rolling in place. There's no air draft, no real explanation that we could find. And like the ball's moving, there's a balloon in the background. And if the ball's moving and it's a draft, the balloon should be moving too.
Right.
But the balloon wasn't moving. So there was that. Back in 2003, a friend and I broke into the Pioneer Hotel when it was still closed down.
Okay.
And at one point, the way the halls are designed, there's at that point, there were these where the rooms came off the hallway, it was carpet, but you would go around a corner and there'd just be a corridor all the way down. No rooms, no nothing, like just end to end, no exits
Come
anywhere.
play with us.
And it was linoleum, and all of vandals had gone and busted out all the lights. There's glass all over the floor, and we were walking down one of those corridors, and I could hear glass crunching behind us. Like we'd reached the carpet and weren't crunching glass anymore, and we heard glass crunching behind us. And turn around, nobody there, nowhere
I
they
would
could
have
have
jumped
gone.
out the nearest window. I don't care
Not
what
from
floor
that
it's on.
high. You would have hit the fire escape.
This
Pinball
did
the
not
whole way.
work
Yeah.
out like I thought it was.
And we were down in the basement. It was dark, but we saw this faint glowing light down at the end of a hallway. So we, just being curious and probably stupid, start following it. And like it's going away from us as we're following it. And we finally go around a corner and it gets dark, and the corner was a dead end. So
There was no corner, right?
Huh?
Or did it
Like
corner?
we went around the corner, like, and it was indirect light. So it's like somebody could
Not
have
like a light source,
right.
Yeah.
So when we got close to it, the light went away, and when we got around the corner, it was a dead end. Like they'd plastered over if there were any doors. Like there was nowhere to go. So that was fun.
Chuckles.
Okay, so fun fact, I dated a guy whose mom was a housekeeper there back in its heyday.
Oh wow, okay.
And so she said that they would always hear things there too. So she didn't last very long because they would hear things, they would see things, and nothing was ever there. So she ended up quitting.
So
Yeah.
is that where the brewery is now?
Yes, it's in the bottom of
Oh. Learned something new every day. Didn't realize it was the same place.
Our granddad passed away
91.
91, I believe. And for the longest time, our grandmother thought she was going crazy. The different grandparents on our dad's side, she thought she was
Paternal
going
grandparents.
crazy because he was a farmer. He smoked Marlboro Reds,
Or Brute
and
Cologne.
he would wake up 4 a.m, have a smoke, drink his coffee, and then go work on the farm. And for months after he died, she would wake up and there would be a lit cigarette in his ashtray and the coffee would be on. And there were times, yeah. And like there were times that you would walk through the house and you'd feel, when somebody walks by you, you get that brush of air. Just passing by.
Yeah.
You would feel that in the hallway and you could smell Brute Cologne or aftershave and Marlboro cigarettes every time.
I bet that would smell so good. I love the combination of like cologne and cigarette smell.
Yeah, he occupied
My dad
the house
doesn't.
for a long time.
My dad can't even be around cigarettes anymore. He's like, I just hate them.
Yeah.
But our dad never smoked, but his dad smoked heavy. I mean, that was part of the reason that he passed away.
Yeah. So the single craziest, well, I'll save that one for last. there was one time that my cousin and I went out to May Simmons Park, or Hell's Gates as they call it here.
Okay, we've taken pictures there.
And-
We both.
Yeah, everybody takes pictures.
Yeah,
there.
that's the like number one spot.
And there used to be a group. I don't know if it was a coven, but they would meet out there, and I don't know that anybody died out there, but apparently there were some drownings that happened out there at some point. But we were going out there. We were always trying to ghost hunt and do stuff like that.
Love
and
it.
I had a video camera, and we were driving. My camera was sitting on the console. Didn't hit any bumps or anything, but the camera like falls off the console, and it's recessed, so it's not, it doesn't make sense that the camera fell and hit the floorboard. My car died, and all the lights down the road went out. We're like, okay, we might be onto something. So we finished the way getting in there.
That's when I would turn around and be like, no.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
You're not?
I grew up watching Ghostbusters. Now, like that, like there's a level of I think I'm an empath to a degree. I have felt one time like a disturbingly evil presence, and this was at the house on Opal. We were playing hide and seek, and I was hiding under the stairs in that closet.
Yeah,
and like
the Harry Potter closet.
I felt like hot breath on my neck, and like the hair stood up on my arms, and I was like, "Screw this! I am out." And I never hid in that closet ever again.
I did not know that.
There's a reason you didn't know that. I didn't tell anybody.
What a good brother. I probably would have told my brother, hey, go in there.
Yeah, he tortured us enough.
Like it scared me enough that I wouldn't have done that to somebody.
Wow.
But back to Hell's Gates. We pull in, and you know where the railroad track is.
Yeah. The famous.
We're just sitting there watching, and it's kind of lightning out there, and flash of lightning, and I see the silhouette of something up there. And like getting the camera ready, and like I could feel it, and all of a sudden I don't know what you call them. I'm not familiar with the terms, but like a
skinwalker.
And not quite. It was an apparition, no legs, but it's like starts slowly going across the railroad, and like I got my camera out, turned it on, and started zooming in, and it just flies down the rest of the way, and it was like that. Whatever it was, didn't want to be seen.
So you have it? You have the recording?
No, like by the time the camera focused, this was at night. So by the time I was able to
this is back in the day, like camcorder.
Yeah. So no, I don't have any.
Here.
No, it was still
like a handheld.
Yeah, still small,
Okay.
by the size of a football, maybe.
But it's autofocus in the middle of the night. There is no focus.
So no, I don't have any evidence of that. But the single craziest one, and my dad experienced this one with me. We were down in Balmorhea, which if you're familiar, like people go there for scuba diving because they have that gigantic sinkhole.
Like sand dunes or something?
Not that I'm aware of.
They have one of the largest natural pools in the state. I think.
Yeah, I don't even know
crystal
how
clear.
deep
It's so
it
cool.
is. But people get scuba certified.
Do y'all know Isabel? Because she wants to.
Oh
know.
yes, we do.
deadly.
Yeah.
Hi, Isabel. Thank you for making it. You're perfect. Thank you.
She's coming to the show next week
From Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
No
Well,
way.
she lives in New Mexico, but
She
she's
lives
in
in-
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she lives in New Mexico. She is coming in from Pennsylvania because her boyfriend lives in Pennsylvania, and they are driving all the way here.
Yeah. So if we have a who came the farthest contest, they will probably win. But anyway, so we were in Balmorhea. My dad and I, we were avid hunters for a long time, and we were there for a pig hunt, and we were staying on, I think it was the Lone Wolf Ranch.
Hopefully, it wasn't the Lone Wolf Taco.
No, I survived many.
That's haunting you. At night.
Yeah.
So I actually there's some apartment quads down the alley from what used to be Lone Wolf, right across the alley from the cemetery there, and I lived in one of those.
His neighbors were
Quietest
super quiet.
neighbors I ever had.
Yeah.
Probably the nicest.
They were the death of the party every time. people dying to
Look.
get into that place.
Yeah.
But
Isabel
they
says
leave
they leave
tomorrow
tomorrow morning
morning, yeah.
and they can't wait to see you guys.
wow.
Yeah, we can't wait to see y'all either on Friday. Probably will be the first
And
time that we
hello,
get to.
Isabel.
So we I thought we were getting fed a fairly big line of crap going in because there was a hunting lodge, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
It was a trailer house that had been bricked in. But there was a ranch house up the hill, probably 100 yards. And the house had been abandoned before electricity had ever been brought to the ranch. So there was no power running to the house. And the guide was telling us that it was haunted. It's like, okay, well, he was a very big joker. So you took everything he said with a complete grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
But he was telling us that the owners, they had brought in a bunch of workers from across the border to just, I guess, mend fences and just help maintain the
ranch hands kind of stuff.
Get it up to snuff. Mm-hmm. And they put them all up in the house, in the actual ranch house. And next morning when the rancher came out, they were all asleep on the front yard, and he couldn't get them. They all quit that day. Oh, and he never found out what they saw. But the story was that when the house was actually occupied by a family, there was a bullpen out front with a rogue bull, and one of their daughters climbed in the bullpen and was gored. Oh. And that she still haunted the place. And it's like, okay, okay, we'll see. But the first night, I think it was nighttime. Right now. It was nighttime. And we were pig hunting, and pigs, since they descend from domesticated animals, there's no illegal way to hunt pigs.
No.
So you can hunt them at night. You can spotlight them.
They're also so invasive.
You can put tannerite out and shoot it and blow up as many as you want. It's literally
PJ blows up tannerite here locally, in case y'all are wondering.
Ooh, okay.
Friends.
So we had gone out, and it was probably 11 o'clock at night when we came back in. And we're walking up to the porch at the lodge, and I look up and I see a set of windows, 4, I guess, quad pane windows, 2 sets of them, with a pink light emanating out of the room. Okay, well, I know there's no electricity running to the house. You can see the electric wire, you can see the power lines running into the ranch. There's nothing going to the house. And so the guide gets out his binoculars. He had a pair of $2,000 Leica binoculars.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Extremely
and
nice.
I look through them, and I can see the silhouette of what looks like a little girl standing against the window with the pink light behind her. She moves from one window to the other, and then back, almost like she's, looking to see what's going on. And
who's on her property?
The guide's looking through the binoculars. My dad looked through. We all saw the same thing. And it's like, okay, that's creepy, but it's
jumped in the truck.
It's late. We're tired. So we just went to bed, got up the next morning, because you get up super early while it's still dark to go out, and looked back up. No lights the next morning. So we come back to the house, go get breakfast in town. And when we came back, I looked at the house, and there were no windows on that side of the house. What? The windows that we saw through the binoculars were not on that side of the house. They were not visible from the porch where we were standing at all. So we went and walked around the house, and we finally found the windows, but they were, so if let's say Jacob's the side of the house, they would have been on the back of his head.
What?
No way in the world we could have seen those windows. And there was a gigantic tree completely obscuring them where they were, so we couldn't have seen them clearly anyway.
And everybody saw the same thing.
3 of us. three of us saw the same thing.
Wow.
And so, so he starts telling us that there was another group that had come in. It was a guy that had come in to hunt, and his mom had come with him just for the trip.
Mhm.
And they had gone out to hunt, and she decided she was going to go poke around the house. So she collected cookie cutters, and she broke into the house and found some antique cookie cutters in there and decided to steal them.
Okay.
And she
Because-
went upstairs to
Because
where
that's ever smart to steal something out of a haunted house.
if you're going to steal, you're not probably that smart.
Okay, good
Just
point.
just saying.
Good point.
But like when she was looking around the house, there was a coloring book that was open, like that wasn't covered in dust. Like it had been opened recently, and there were colors on the floor next to it. But so, and this all happened while they were her son and the guide were out hunting. When they came back, she hid the cookie cutters in her suitcase so nobody would find them. They all went into town to breakfast. When they came back, she couldn't find the cookie cutters. And so when they went out for their evening hunt, she went back over there, and all the cookie cutters were lined up in one of the windowsills. So I don't have any proof that one actually happened, but after the window incident, I don't doubt that it happened.
I'm glad you didn't have the audacity to say, "Where are my cookie cutters?"
You're right.
Some people.
So, but yeah, seeing a specter in a window was a ranch house on a lazy Susan. No, not at all.
No, it was a very stout Susan, I believe.
Right.
Or maybe an active Susan.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, after seeing a emanating lights coming through windows that didn't exist, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Oh, heavens.
The only other thing I can think of that I experienced was probably 2004, might have been 2003. Our step great granddad, TJ. I was down at our deer lease in was that Mertzen? I think
It was Mertzen. Yeah, it was.
Which is a little community outside of San Angelo.
Mhm.
And I was in college, and I'd driven there from Lubbock. Our dad had come in from Odessa, and he probably had to be at church the next morning.
Yeah.
So he had gone back to Odessa, and I had decided to hunt that night, stay the night and hunt the next morning.
By yourself?
Yeah, it wasn't uncommon at all.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was going to bed, the thought just crossed my mind that I'm never going to see TJ again.
What?
Don't know why, don't know where. But the next morning, when I was coming back from my morning hunt, my dad texted me and said, "I just wanted to let you know TJ passed away last night."
Oh, wow.
So, but that was something that happened to our granddad all the time. Like if somebody, he
just had some kind
he was
of
a massive empath, and he managed to get dogs that were too. He had a German Shepherd that was trained in Germany with German commands.
I had my dog Red. He was trained in German commands. He was Schutzen trained. So when we adopted him, he was like, we would be like 9 Platz. And they're like, "What are you telling him?" Like, we're telling him sit, stay, but it was all German commands.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
So, but there was one time that the dog just started howling, and our grandmother was like, "Yeah, what is going on with the dog?" And our granddad was like, "Oh, so and so just died." I mean, and this was
back
TJ
in like
white?
huh?
Is TJ white?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's like a Mexican thing. Like when
I
dogs
just-
howl.
So our granddad, the one that was the empath, was
Cherokee.
half Cherokee,
No, he was
a
quarter.
quarter Cherokee.
Yeah, his mom was half.
So we're both 16th Cherokee.
Okay.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I remember when I was in 7th grade. Yeah, it would have been 7th grade. A friend of ours, family that we've known for a long time. They have 2 twin girls that were our brother's age. There's a brother between us. He would have been 16 at the time, so I'd have been 12.
Mhm.
And he had some friends from here in Lubbock, that they were twins. One of them had a lot of heart conditions.
Mhm.
And I just remember I was at school sitting in my 7th grade biology class, and this friend of ours, she had gone in for a routine pacemaker change, like changing the battery in her pacemaker, and it just
Uh-huh.
went like wrong, very fast. I don't really know what happened, but I remember she was not responding and stuff. And I just remember sitting in class that day and like just like overwhelming sense hit me, and I really don't know what it was, but I was like, she just died. Like I hadn't thought about that in years, but I remember I was like, Courtney died. And then like I was talking to my mom that day, or my mom, I don't remember if they sent a message to me, or I mean it's a small private school, so my mom probably got a hold of me or my brother and maybe my dad called up to the school and asked to talk to me. I don't remember how I
Mhm.
found out, but like I remember I
That
was
was
sitting in that class.
2006.
Yeah, I was sitting in that classroom, and I just remember like knowing, like I just knew
Mhm.
that she did, and it was like, okay, there it was. Uh, yeah,
So
weird.
when you said that about the dogs, that just triggered a memory for me because so all of my grandparents, my whole family, I'm a first generation here, American, but my family all from Mexico.
Oh,
So
really? Where in Mexico?
it's 3 hours from Mexico City, the state of Guanajuato.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been to Toluca.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit further down from Toluca.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Anyways.
So my grandpa got really sick, and so my dad and I flew in. And so when we got in there, he was basically in a coma. And so my family's from a very third world part of Mexico.
Mhm.
So my grandmother actually had to pull my grandfather out of the hospital because if he passed, then they would charge you an ungodly amount of money to take the body out. So she pulled him out. They all pretty much knew he was going to pass. So
Mhm.
anyway, we came in, he was in a coma, and so we kind of took turns staying up with him. And one night, I mean, we were pretty much exhausted. We'd been taking
Right.
turns and we were not sleeping. And so one of his family members came in and they said, okay, you guys rest tonight. And that way you guys can get a full night's sleep and we'll wake you up in the morning or whatever. We'll check, we'll stay here with them. So we're like, okay. And about 1:15 in the morning, they came in and they were like, he's passing. He's about to leave. And it was so crazy because as soon as they told us that, we rushed over to where he was. And so my job, because they didn't have morgues at that time, and this was like 2001. This is how third world it was. They didn't have morgues.
Wow.
So my dad is like, Sandy, you need to hold his mouth shut so that when he passes, he passes with his mouth closed because we're not taking him to get his body fixed or anything like that. We're putting him straight to the casket. So of course I'm bawling. Like I can't handle this shit. Like
Right,
this
right,
is
right.
too much for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, my dad's like, shut up. Cause I'm crying. I'm losing it. I can feel his pulse leaving. His dogs, all of his dogs, all of them start howling. And it just sets in like this, you get these chills and you can
Mhm.
just feel his pulse fading out and his dogs are just howling. And it was
Wow.
the eeriest feeling that I'd ever
Mhm.
felt. And you talk about like in that instant, I had to I just grew up. Like it was my first death ever that I ever had to face. And
Mm.
so, like I said, we didn't take him to get his body fixed or anything like that. I helped dress him. We helped put him in the casket. I mean, it was so wild. But yes, when
Yeah.
you said about the dogs, it just triggered that memory for me because all of his dogs started howling. And it's
Interesting.
just, I mean, unreal. But his dogs knew, I mean,
Mhm.
dogs.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's wild that dogs are so incredibly intuitive. It blows my
yeah,
mind. And I'm like, I can't what? I
yeah.
can't even. I'm like
Except
so
when they're
dense.
dumb.
Yeah, yeah. Or we actually my parents got a hack job pair of Yorkies. um, we adopted them. A friend of ours found them at a bus stop in Dallas. They had just been abandoned. I actually personally, because of the condition they were in, I think a little old lady was out jogging or walking with them and just died, which sounds
Oh,
Or
horrible.
got picked
But
up by an ambulance or
or
something.
got
and
picked
didn't
up
make
because
it.
they still had collars and leashes on them, but they didn't have collars that had tags, but they had collars and
They were very well taken care of, but they had been out for a while.
yeah,
if that makes
so
sense.
So they were
Oh,
like
wow.
matted and dirty and stuff, but they had really pretty good manners and stuff like that. So, anyways, a friend of ours in Dallas found them. He couldn't keep them, so we went up there in 2019 for a Static X concert, and he was like, "You want some Yorkies?" And I was like, "Yes." And
Sign me up.
Yes.
I was like, "I can't
No.
take them, but I bet my parents, our mom had been looking for another dog at the time because they have a Chihuahua who has some pretty crazy heart conditions, and she's 6 or 7." And I still don't think she's long for this world. Although she'll have a bad day and you're like, is this it? And then she'll live for like years more.
You're
after
like,
that.
this is the big one.
Anyway, so we got the Yorkies. One of them is, I think that she had some major allergy problems or something because she wasn't always like this. But after we got her, she went deaf.
Hold on just a second.
Are we bringing the dog back?
No, she had to go potty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please let her out.
Yes.
Anyway, so this dog is now deaf. It's hilarious because you can walk up right behind her and poke her in the butt, and she goes, "What? Who was that?"
Scared the bejesus out of her.
I learned that like blind and deaf dogs, the best way to approach them is to blow on their faces.
Yes.
Because like it still kind of startles them, but not as much as getting poked.
Yeah.
But sometimes when she's really barking out the back door, I'm like,
if she earns it, she earns it. But
it.
most of the time, it's just like,
yeah,
he's barking out the back door because she sees what you don't see.
I would say that, except my best friend in high school, his parents had an English bulldog, and that dog's name was Rowdy, and he was the dumbest dog I've ever met. He would look. They had a glass cover on their fireplace for when they weren't using it, and he'd go up to it and look at it and start barking at himself. We're like, Rowdy, it's you. He was
like, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass.
Yeah. Literally.
He doesn't even know.
Yeah,
we're about to get rowdy up in here.
I think Rowdy actually just passed away not long ago. Yeah. Sorry, Rowdy.
Rowdy.
They had actually
R.I.P.
I think every dog that they had when I was in high school have all passed away. They got a Great Dane like my senior year, which they don't live long anyways because they're so big. They had Rowdy. Rowdy just passed away. They had 2 French bulldogs. They had 2 Frenchies. Oh my gosh, Ethel and I can't remember the other one's name. Yeah, it was Ethel and oh man, I can't remember. I think Ethel actually died our senior year. Those dogs had no nasal cavity, so they snorted all the time, and they farted, and they were smelly, but they were sweet dogs.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah,
on a flight to Vegas, and Ron White and his Frenchies were on our flight.
Really?
Yeah.
Tater salad?
Yeah.
Tater salad. And so I got a picture, and he caught me taking a picture.
And what did he do?
Nothing. He just stared at me. He was drunk. It's okay.
That sounds like Ron White. When is Ron White not drunk, actually?
Right.
It's interesting because, like, you go to, speaking of Vegas, you go to, Fremont Street. You cannot take pictures of performers unless you pay them.
Yes.
Like, you're supposed – they won't even stare you down. They'll straight up yell at you. Like, not right now. You're not. It's like, but you're dressed up as an adult baby in a diaper. And
why would you want a picture of that? I don't even want to remember those.
So people would believe that it's so gross. We did the Fremont experience.
Stripper on Fremont.
Oh.
She was sitting in her wheelchair, and her D-longs or F-longs were on the rails of the wheelchair. It's very interesting. Try to explain that to your 10-year-old.
Wow.
I didn't snap a picture, so I don't have any evidence of such.
I believe you. I don't need a picture. I believe you.
But she was there with her pasties and everything.
Oh, poor 10-year-old. Probably wanted to poke his eyes out.
He was like, I don't think I ever want to come back to Vegas.
I wouldn't blame him. I definitely got, at least once while I was there, got solicited it was the first year we did SEMA. I went out. My uncle actually came to Vegas because it was his birthday. Because used to SEMA happened over the course of Halloween, which is SEMA's the largest car show in the entire world.
Hey, that's why I have my niece and my nephew, because their parents are at SEMA.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, because
I
SEMA's
didn't
this
even know
week.
they were having
Yeah.
it.
They're having it. Peyton's there. Peyton Ray's there.
Makes sense.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so they have SEMA. Right. So we're my uncle flew in, and when we did SEMA, we worked for Pennzoil, Shell Pennzoil.
Okay.
So Shell had the second largest footprint in the entire show.
16,000 square feet.
Yeah, it was 16,000 square feet, 38
Wow.
cars, I think, were on it. All their everything from NASCAR to drag racing to old cars. They had one year we had a Bugatti from Barrett Jackson. It was really cool. So basically what we were hired to do is shoot highlight videos of every day for Shell internal employees that weren't at the show. They were shipping it back to Houston, and they were just playing them on their TVs in the
We were trying to upload
offices.
30-minute videos on the worst internet connections.
Yeah.
On
in
Suddenlink.
This
this
makes
was
Suddenlink look great.
Yeah, it was the
Oh.
worst internet ever. Well, you're at the Vegas Convention Center, and there's 200,000 people on the internet at the same time you are.
True.
So it was just
awful.
trash. Yeah, you leave once you got away from the convention center on your phone, you typically had data, but
The Airbnb sucked.
well,
the internet.
the internet did. The rest of it
house
was
nice, but
amazing.
the internet sucked.
Those beds, oh man, I could have slept on a porcupine and
Caesar's
been happy.
Palace
though.
beds. They hug you.
Really?
You know,
the ones at Circus don't.
Circus just molested you.
I believe it.
It was horrible. That's the second time we went. They put us up in Circus, and it was awful. But no. So the first time I was
Circus, it's just kind of.
It was the only
Asian kid.
Oh my gosh! It was the only place that had any rooms available that was walking distance from the convention center.
Yeah,
which is why we ended up there.
Yeah, yeah. So anyways, first year, our uncle came to SEMA, and so I was like, well, I want to hang out with him one night, and he was like, yeah, let's go to a show. I should not have gone.
You got back like an hour before we had to go to the airport.
Yeah, I was.
What show did you go to?
Was it the Cirque du Soleil?
It wasn't Cirque du Soleil. It was. I just remember there was a flying midget. I don't really know.
I went to Cirque du Soleil, and I was pleasantly surprised. Let's just put it that way.
It wasn't Cirque du Soleil. It was. I don't even know if they have it anymore. I just remember there was a flying midget and drag people. So
she's a Venetian girl.
I like the Cosmopolitan. It was nice to walk around. We watched.
No, we didn't. I saw it. He was asleep. So there's this, like, I guess the term is metrosexual. You know, very, like the very nice dressed, clean, like very tight,
eyebrows just trimmed.
Like exactly. And like these three guys, two of them average height, one a midget, and they're walking up, and like it was one of the longest weekends we'd had in a long time. And Jacob's like sitting there.
I was out.
He was pretty much out, and like I'm like,
not against me.
He's not picking up what I'm laying down. And these guys are like, they're walking by, and these two guys are tickling this midget.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even part of a show. Like it was like
it's just Vegas.
Yeah. It's like,
and like when you're in Vegas, you're like,
and I was like,
okay.
Like they finally walked by, and I was like, dude, you just missed me. He's like, what? And I was like, you just two guys tickling a midget. Like, gonna have to toss me.
Yeah, it's yeah. So, anyways,
have y'all been to Vegas recently? Are they still handing out those cards? I was there.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
I was there in 2017 for a marathon, and they weren't doing it then.
So at SEMA,
17 and 18, they were when we were there.
Yeah. So if you're at SEMA, they do it hardcore.
Did they do it at NAB?
I don't remember it at NAB. I don't.
Well,
think so.
no problem. Like it, we wouldn't have seen them.
For SEMA, it's a huge deal because most of the strippers in Vegas are hired out as show booth girls. So like they have all the booths inside the convention center.
Right.
Every modeling agency, almost every stripper in Vegas is hired out to be their at a booth just to attract customers. Like it has nothing to do with. They don't even know what products they're representing most of the time. They're just they're just eye candy because you've got all these people in Vegas for this car show, and so.
I don't know if they were there at NAB, but we were always doing the we were always going out the backside where the ride share stuff was, and they weren't allowed in there.
Oh yeah, that's right. They weren't allowed in there.
So if they were doing it, we wouldn't have known.
Yeah. Oh man, those guys.
Your battery's about to die.
Oh man. Okay.
So is my battery.
My battery died a
his
while
battery
ago.
died at 9:30.
Oh really?
So,
Okay.
well, his internal battery. So, anyways,
probably already online.
I don't even know where to end, but we had a blast.
Okay, tell me
Big gulps, huh?
dates and times again so that we can be there where we can get our tickets. And
Okay. Yep. So November 12th at 12 a.m.
Okay.
The album will be available everywhere, and it's 12 a.m. your time zone. So like New York will get the album. Thank you. You will get the album an hour before us Central people do. People in LA don't get it until 2 hours after we do. But all around the world. So wherever the Greenwich Mean Time is, we'll get it first.
I wonder, the Arizona people, since they don't have daylight savings, when will they get it?
I don't know. So
next week.
That is so actually Sunday's the time change.
You get an extra hour of sleep. So
do we know?
Wait, we do. Oh,
yeah.
This
is the good one.
Yeah,
this is good. Yeah. So, okay, 12 a.m. on November 12th. The album will be out everywhere. You'll be able to pick it up on iTunes. You can pre-order it now or pre-order it from us on the website at labor12.com.
If you go to our crowdfunding page and you back the album
for $10.
Yeah, $10. Or if you want to just do 5, you'll get all the singles.
Yep.
But $10 will get the album probably early.
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. And then tickets for the show. So we've got a lot of things happening that Friday. We've got at 5 p.m. we've got our listening party at Ralph's Records, which is free to the public. It's open. It's available to everybody. I don't know. People think that you only can be a platinum backer to go. No, it is open to everybody. We wouldn't shut down a whole business.
Bring your kids, bring your grandma.
Yeah, hide your kids, oh wait, that's the wrong one. So
thank you, Isabel, for putting that in the comments.
Yes. Yay. So Isabel goes by Deadly. That's what we call her because we met her through Twitch, and that was her Twitch account name. So she is a moderator on our drummer's Twitch channel, and she is like the link queen. So as soon as you say hey, she's got it up. So yes, you can go to labor12.com/crowdfunding to get the album and probably get it early. And then 5:00 p.m. Central, we will have the listening party at Ralph's Records. It is starting at 5. If you can get there, if you want to get there 10 minutes early, awesome. It will start at 5 and it will go. And as soon as it's done,
as soon as the last note rings, we are out the door.
Yeah, we have to head back to Jake's to do sound check. If you are a platinum backer,
you should head to Jake's.
You should head to Jake's for sound check. It's going to be at 6 p.m. or thereabouts. Okay. So if you're a platinum backer, you get to come in and experience that. We'll probably play a couple of songs. Might play, I don't know. Well, whatever sound check.
So what do you say when you get to the door? I'm a platinum backer.
Your name will be on a list.
Your name will be on a list.
Yeah.
I've never been on a good list before.
You're on a good list. You're on a good list that's printed on 300 CDs. So,
True.
Anyways, so that at 6:00, that's that. Sound check for us. Then after us, the other bands are going to get on stage. We'll do their stuff. Y'all are welcome to stay or leave. You can go into the restaurant. You can leave the venue if you want. They'll have a wristband, so they'll let you back in. And then 7:30 are the doors, not the band, but the doors open for the venue. And 7:30, and then I believe the first band is at 8. They're a band called Ghost Lux. This is actually their very first live show ever. They're
are they local?
Of ours. They are local. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
We wanted to. They've been working on this music.
Somebody gave us our first shot.
That's exactly
so,
right. And
we wanted to
pay
give
it
somebody
forward.
else their first shot.
I love that. That's awesome.
So we chose to have them, and then the next band is called Tea with Titans. We played several shows with them. They're a lot of fun. They're wild. So then we'll go on. So we are not telling people what time we're going on because we want people to come hear everybody. We know what it's like to be an opener and play to 0 people, and then they all show up after. And to be an opening band, that really sucks. So
I was just at Yoakum, and that happened to Tennessee Jet.
Right. You just be there and support all the bands. They're all great bands. We're really excited to have them. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets are $10. You can get them from us either by direct messaging us or the band, either me or Ross or the band or any of the band members.
If you direct message us, we will refer you to the website.
We'll just send you to the website, labor12.com, to buy your tickets. If you are going through another band or it helps to buy tickets from the bands.
Tickets are on sale at Ralph's.
Yeah, tickets are on sale at Ralph's. If you want to get tickets from another band, I don't know that we're going to have physical tickets to hand out.
If they're selling them at Ralph's, and they have to.
They have some. I don't know if the other bands are going to have them. I don't really know how that works. But if you want to get them from your band that you want to see, just direct message your band. You'll probably do like a Venmo or PayPal transaction or some sort of thing like that. Tickets are $10. And the doors are at 7:30, and then it is going to be a party. So
awesome! I can't wait. And
I can't wait either.
Again, you guys, thank
you so much.
I really enjoyed it so much. And November 12th.
November 12th. 12th. Remember 12th, right here.
So I mean, you guys pay attention to detail. I love it.
We like
Perfect
to be
plan.
detail-oriented.
We stumble across details. Is more like it.
Right. So that's us in a nutshell. We hope that you enjoy the album. If you listen to it or you hear one of the songs or whatever, if you like it, tell us. If you don't like it, tell us. We want to know. We want to hear from you.
If you don't like it, keep it to your damn selves. I'll be telling people.
That's fair, but we figured out if you're not doing
last show, there was a guy that was like, "So I've seen you live a couple times, and I've heard your stuff, and like your recorded stuff just doesn't do you justice live." I'm like, what have you heard? I've heard like 4 or 5 songs on YouTube, and I'm like, we don't have 4 or 5 songs on YouTube. I don't know what you've. Yeah,
drunk people won't tell you anything.
Drunk people, yeah, they're really good at it.
Yeah, but we're just like, oh, okay, thank you. Well, thank you that you think we're so much better live. If you were listening to another band that's not anybody that even played tonight, you might be right. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. There's gonna be hopefully a lot of people there. I'm just excited. I'm excited to get to do this. This is one of our dreams. So
I'm excited to be part of the dream. I'm excited to be there and support you guys. And just know I love you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Ross, I've met you. Jacob, I've never met you, but
I know. I was going to try to deliver your hoodie, and then Ross managed to somehow deliver your hoodie, and then I didn't. So I was looking forward to that Monday.
Me too.
But it's okay.
We're going to make it happen.
Yes, we are. Yeah. So that's it. That's us.
Well, I love it. Thanks so much for being on Sheet Talkers.
Yeah, of course.
I'll decide if I want to do a show next week. I'll let you know. Don't call me. I'll call you.
Right.
Guys, thank you so much for being on, and good luck with anything.
Speaking of shows next week, I believe that we're going to be on T-Suds on Monday.
You are going to be on T-Suds on Monday. I will be in San Antonio, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it on. My kid's going to finals.
What? And what?
Band.
Oh, marching band, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Nice.
What is he? Is he a percussionist?
He is. I wish he was cool. No, I'm kidding. He's a trumpet.
Hey, trumpet's like the cool kid. Hey, it's not a tuba.
So my brother was a tuba.
My daughter was a tuba.
I was a French horn player.
So, but my mom was like, when he came home with his tuba, my mom was like, "Oh, I guess they give it to you based on your size," because my brother was always a little bit heavier.
Your mom's real nice.
My mother is a savage. I come by it honestly.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, guys.
And yeah, if you want links to all of our stuff, I'm sure Deadly's got it covered in the comments. She's a bomb like that. And if you want to reach out to us. We're who answer our DMs on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. It's
Slide
not
into their DMs. They will answer. I promise.
actually, yeah.
Not all the
we
time.
might. Ross has tried to auction me off at several shows because I'm the only single member of the band. So,
Well, I was just thinking about a certain person who messages us all the
yeah.
time.
Spill the tea. I want to know.
Yeah, well, we'll tell you sometime.
Yeah, off air.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
Okay, cool. All right.
So,
CP Jess says, great to hear from you all. Get your shirt before you leave. Get the merch, people.
Good to know.
yes, yeah, please. I mean, it's cool when we'll see them around town. We see our shirts around town. It's like, cool, nice shirt, man. Or Ross was wearing a wristband and some guy.
No, he was wearing a wristband.
Oh, he was wearing a wristband. That's right.
Yeah. So we have a fan at One Guys.
Yeah.
On 50th.
We have
I
a
love
fan.
it.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, he walked up and like put something on the table, and I was like, "That's a nice wristband." He's like, "Oh, you like Labor 12?" And I was like, "Kind of have to." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like,
You like Labor 12?
I am Labor 12.
I love it. All right, you guys. Hang out.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for being on.
Of course, thank you.
Talkers. We'll see you sometime. Not sure when. Anyway, you guys have a good night.
Rock and roll, mates.
Yeah.